Good morning to you from New Orleans, and I'm close to Canal Street. On the last day of the outdoor farmers market in Muskegon, farmers had to dig their produce out of the snow to show it off to customers. The power went out this morning. I was pondering this news when I stared out my kitchen window at our walled garden. Our walled garden had turned white overnight. My smartphone had turned off, needing a charge. I had no idea of time. I worried about my bacon and my cheese, stored in the fridge. Beyond that, I was enjoying the double whammy. No idea. No power. I made my way to the farmer's market, biking uphill against the gusts. Didn't even need petroleum. I wasn't ready to put the bike up for the winter when the road had enough warmth to melt the snow. I made a note to visit the market today. Today was the last Saturday before Thanksgiving. The city had declared it the last outdoor market. Next Saturday, the farmers who can fit will crowd into the barn, all the stalwarts who get us through to April. A few farmers have made a case to sell inside due to the cold and gusty day. Now indoors, Laughing Tree had added apple pie and pumpkin pies to their wares, $20 a pie, I'm worth it, to their shelves of breads baked in a wood-fired oven. The man from Just Classics had his mobile kitchen ready to serve, selling soups, short-order sandwiches, and hot beverages. He promised to make the indoor market throughout the winter. My favorite baker of apple pie had skipped the market. The farmers from Rickertville had stayed home, and I missed selecting bulbs of garlic from their selection of 20 different kinds. I bought a coffee from Just Classics instead of Aldea, wondering where the pour-over coffee vendor had gone for the day. Aldea made all the cold days last winter. Larry and his sister had stayed home today too. And I miss shucking and jiving with Larry, who always had an item from his collection of collectibles, artifacts, on the metal post between his stalls. Thursday morning, he posted a signed photograph of Vern Troyer. Vern Troyer, the original Mini-Me from Austin Powers. Troyer had dedicated the picture with the words, "No, you grow up." Chef Shar and Renee Hesselink fussed around the market kitchen, teaching pie makers, around 20 men and women, who focused on making pumpkin cheesecake pies. A few students considered my offer to buy one of their pies when it came out of the oven. Chef Shar looked dashing, dressed in her signature pink tunic. I had to look more closely at people because knit caps and parka hoods had transformed appearances. I recognized right away the woman scoring a Laughing Tree pumpkin pie. She had plans to serve with the Peace Corps in Ethiopia until Ethiopia became slightly unstable. Now she would have to make do with an assignment to Jamaica. Next to her, it took me a few seconds to distinguish the lead singer of Julia and the Greensides, a favorite local band. Her distinctive glasses concealed her friendly eyes, but only a little. I didn't recognize anyone else. The Saturday crowds of summer now dwindled to a handful of dedicated farm-to-table shoppers. When I went outside, I counted 4 farmers who hadn't made the jump inside. Amish Bob took a stall near the barn and left most of his staff of women at home. His assistant was happy to see me, declaring, "Buy these 2 packs of freshly picked strawberries and we can go home." He offered me one, sweetened with flakes of snow. I chewed on the sour berry as he shilled. "Isn't that a sweet berry for November?" I had a peck of strawberries in my fridge that I was putting on my hazmat suit later to remove. So I couldn't help out Amish Bob and his assistant. The two still had Swiss chard and kale to sell, which grows fairly well outside if covered under a tube of fabric that allows light to pass. "This might be the last time you see me until spring," exclaimed Amish Bob. "Let me wish you a happy Thanksgiving then," I said in farewell. I was surprised to see Barbara Bull selling her baked goods filled with fresh cherry sauces. She had 2 inches of snow on her table, and she had to pull a cherry pie out of the blanket of white to show it off for sale. She is a cheerful woman who writes a book every year, and she publishes the book with illustrations she commissions from an artist in Illinois. Today I could sense she was feeling the cold, shivering in the blast of the wind, but she was determined to sell all of her baking. When I sat down to enjoy my coffee and 2 scones from Laughing Tree, Renee Hesseling visited with me. I had to ask, why were 4 farmers still outside when it was so much more cozy inside the barn? Renee had shown up early that morning to prepare the kitchen for Chef Char's class, and the snow hadn't arrived when the farmers picked their stalls. We were seeing the farmers too stubborn to give up or leave or retreat inside, no matter how much snow filled their tables. This is how the outdoor season ends.